All right. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to be. What am I doing today? Continuing on the kijimi build over there. We are going to be continuing with surface mount soldering practice before starting the voice cards. I think what I'm going to do today is I have two of the version 1 voice cards that have my first attempts with drag soldering the disasters attached. I'm going to try to desolder those with the hot air gun just for fun, with trying to do some desoldering and see how badly I've damaged those version 1 boards, if they're still usable. I have a feeling that some of the pads were lifted or something, not sure. And then I'm going to just go ahead and practice soldering on another small 18, I think they're 18 pin SOIC chip, and see how that goes again and try it out. And it's probably going to be it. I'm going to do just a short stream with some soldering practice. So that said, let's go, I guess. Here, I'm going to switch over cameras and mute this one. I'll be right back. All right. I've unmuted this camera over here now. We should be on this view. Let me grab the mouse. All right, here we go. So, boy, I'm running out of room. I'm going to try to put the soldering iron back there. Hopefully I don't melt my mouse or mess it up or get solder on it. That'd be bad. Okay, so here we are. We have, let me see, can I switch over to the microscope view? Here we go. So this is the old chip that I tried before, and I can see already here. Let's see. Oh, you're really tight on your side here. Can I zoom out more? Oh yeah, that's not bad. You can see the left side's a disaster. Boy, it's really hard for me to tell from across the room what's in focus or not on your side. I think that's pretty good, but you can see. It looks like the right side I might have actually done okay. They're not pretty, but it doesn't look like there are any bridges. But on the left side, I can see many bridges, and the first few pins look completely like bent and stuck together, and it looks like the board may be even damaged. It's hard to tell. So what I think I'm going to do is put a bunch of flux on here and see if I can work this guy off. I've never tried that either. Should be interesting. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave my my heat at, what was that, 200, I think, which is around 400, just under 400 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe, and go that route. So I'm going to turn on the fan. It's going to be a bit loud, but we'll go with that, and we're going to try this again. All right, let's see. I can also have this view and this view on. No, wrong view. Where's it at? No, not these guys. This one, no. Oh, hey, that one. Okay, well, it's not really on there, but here, let's move it. I think we lost this cam because it's not responding to anything. Let's try to reconnect this guy. I can't. Here, I'll be right back. I'm going to try to fix this view. Wrong camera. There we go. Now, is it live? I'm not sure. Let's try that out now. Let's see if this cam is actually live. Yeah, we're live there. Try to get this centered a little better, and let me focus right on what we're working on. There we go. So that's a little bit better exposure. This camera kind of sucks. It's just using an iPhone as a webcam. Doesn't work the best, but it does something. All right. So I usually have to stand while I do this. So I am going to switch back to, for now though, the microscope view. And hopefully that's a good one for you. And maybe I'll put it on the composite. There we go, so I'm in there. And then we're going to try to lift this guy off. You guys are seeing considerably less than I am through the viewfinder here. I can see a whole lot more. But I'm going to go ahead, and I think what I'm going to do is just squirt a bunch of flux on here, and then we're going to try to get this guy off. Boy, I'm still really getting used to working through the viewfinder here. There we go. I can see flux now. There we go. Let's try on this side. I see a bunch of dirt and hair and everything. Well, that was bad. I ended up just getting my tip all stuck in there. Okay. There we go. So got some flux on there. Let's go ahead now and see if we can pull this guy off. Well, it's all tangled up with my soldering iron. I do have my tweezers here, so hopefully as we heat, we can get this guy going. It's okay, the flux is already kind of melted there, melts really low temp. No movement there whatsoever. Maybe I can see when this kind of starts to liquefy. I was reading online or in some videos and things, and they said that ICs are kind of designed to take quite high heat, which is a good thing, because I'm sure I'm kind of really heating it up here. I did put some thermal tape on my little stand here to hopefully protect it, but I have to say that that thermal tape is like one of the worst smelling things I've ever smelled. It immediately gave me allergies, and it's bad. I don't know if it's just the brand I got or what, but it is absolutely horrid. Okay, the flux melted right away. It seems to be taking quite its own time to come up to temperature. Otherwise, I mean, that's not even budging. I can see through the view. I don't know if you guys can, but the solder seems rather, definitely. Now, this was using my higher heat solder, I believe. Yeah, I just thought about that. I've been using this really low temperature solder paste. I may have to crank up my heat on my hot air station here, because I believe this is much higher temperature solder that I used. And I think I am going to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and increase this to, I don't know, 225, we'll say. I have no idea what the right temperatures are. I'm not being very scientific about this. Probably should be. But these are all kind of practice boards at this point. So this is for science. I mean, I would like to try to save these if possible. I have a feeling that some of these left side pins are actually damaged. But if they are not, I would like to try to save those. Oh boy, I definitely see why it's beneficial to use the low melt solder and flux and do this kind of the proper way. And I have to say, after just trying one of these chips with the hot air, I don't know how I'd ever go back to doing anything differently, because this just seems to be the way to go. I mean, it was just so quick. It did melt really quickly and at lower temperatures. Nothing even smoked, nothing. I mean, it was really smooth. I did get some bridges and things, but that was easily overcome, and with a bit of practice, I could see this being, quite easy and kind of standard to do. Boy, this just doesn't even seem like it's nowhere near budging. I don't know if I need to go up a lot in my temperature. Kind of thinking I do. I'm gonna go up to, I don't know what, 300 or maybe I'll try 250. There, we'll go 250 and see if this will budge this. I should, you know, pause and look up the temperature that my solder is supposed to melt at, but I have no idea. Right now, I'm just kind of guessing. So hopefully we can get to this to the point where we can kind of see it start to melt, and we'll know we got the temperature correct. And I am leaving it just kind of sit on here for quite a long time. I don't know how bad that is. Here, I'm going to turn on the fan. I didn't do that. It's starting to kind of stink. Boy, these don't even seem to be budging. I may give up on this idea and come back to it, or just try to actually use my iron and see if I could desolder these, because the hot air, I'm reluctant to just keep going higher and higher. Maybe I should though. Maybe I'll try just a little bit higher temperatures here, because you do lose temperature. You do lose temperature as you, you know, as the air comes out the blower. You're gonna. I turned this up to 300 Celsius. I have no idea what that is Fahrenheit. Sure, it's quite high. But we're gonna try to get this thing off of here. See if we can get our legs to melt. I am quite close to the board. I don't see any movement so far. Okay, I'm gonna try to wiggle this a bit. Nah, nothing. It's not even like, not even budging. And I've had this on here for quite a while. So, I think that may mean that we need to reassess this and go with my soldering iron and see if we can get this off. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that or just move on to soldering the new ones. I haven't checked yet, but I hope I have some of these caps or resistors around. Maybe tomorrow or the next day we can do some more ICs and also try to practice soldering on the caps or the resistors with surface mount, because I would like to get to that point. Well, this doesn't even seem like it's anywhere near budging. Yep. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and crank this back down to 200 where I had it for the other solder paste, which seemed to work pretty well. Try not to point it at anything. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn on my iron now and see if I can just use the hoof tip and get this thing off of here this way. Okay, I have this set at 400. Well, that's blurring. I don't know what's going on there. I think I tilted the board. Yeah, I tilted it. Boy, that is getting hot. I am going to have to try to lock in the board there somehow. I think there's a lock over there, but I'm losing my focus because I keep tilting the board when I put the soldering iron on. Maybe I should use the braid here. I don't know. This is like kind of a lost cause. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I mean, it would be nice just to get these boards clean again. I don't even think this is coming off of here though. It's hard to tell. And I'm sure I'm getting some of this. I think I see it changing colors. Yeah, I mean, the wick is definitely taking up stuff, so I think I'm probably getting some of this off of there. I'm trying to just get at least one of these feet lifted up so I can see what the heck is going on. Maybe we need to change the temperature and things. Okay, I'm going to abandon that idea and come back to that because I don't really need that off of there anyway. Kind of just experimenting. I'd rather move on to practicing actually getting these other boards going. Okay, so, well, that wasn't successful, but that's no worries. We'll come back to that. I think I had my heat way too low. That's what I think is going on there. I think the heat was too low for what I was trying to do. Boy, parts of this metal are definitely hot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lock this in now. And I'm going to try to get my rotation locked in here. I think it's these guys. Because I don't want this thing to rotate like it was rotating. It's not ideal. I guess it just does that no matter what. Just got to kind of get it in there. Okay, so let's see what we can see here. Now, let's get this back over here. Okay, so this is our one from the other day. That was much more, what do I want to say, successful. There we go. And this one we tested in it, and it is proper. All the connections are proper, and no problems. Okay. So let's attempt another one. I'm going to slide this over. Here's another empty slot. Okay, that's lined up pretty well for you guys. It looks like it's pretty much in focus. I'm going to put this guy up here, or over here. And then what do we need? We need our tweezers. And I'm going to pick up this chip. And we're going to move it around here. Is this the right orientation? Uh-oh, stick into my tweezers. Okay, it's upside down. There we go. I think my tweezers need clean because everything's sticking to them. So I'm going to take some alcohol and do that right now. I don't know what kind of gunk I got on there, but it's probably flux and whatever from the other day. So I'm just going to go ahead and alcohol that off. That looks pretty good. And now I can see, it's off the screen here, but I can see that this is the correct orientation now. It is still sticking. Not sure why. Can't feel it, but maybe there's still some gunk on there. Okay. Okay, so I put that off to the side now, and I think what I'm going to do is take an alcohol swab and just alcohol swab down my soldering area. I think that's always a good idea to try to get any kind of gunk off the pads. It looks like they're pre-soldered, which I guess is good. Now I'm just using a paper towel to wipe that off. It's probably not the best. It'd probably be better to use some kind of, non, linting thing, but I don't have it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and try to put down my layers of solder on here. Okay, there's some. It's really hard for me to determine what's the right amount. I think this looks a little heavy. I don't really know, but it seems heavy to me from what I've seen in videos, but it's really hard to get it to kind of stick at first. So definitely that side looks a little on the heavy side. I think what I'm going to do this time, last time I fluxed in the middle and on the outsides. This time I'm going to just flux on the outsides after I place this guy. Okay, that looks a lot better. That looks placed pretty well. And the solder on the top 6 and 7 on this board, but 7 and 8 pin looks a little, not a lot of solder on there, but I'm going to call that good. Hopefully I can apply the paste without bumping anything. And what I'm going to do this time instead is just put the paste, or not the paste, the flux on the outside here. I actually put too much solder. I keep forgetting that this SOIC isn't the full 20 pin. I think this one's only 18 or something, and these are made for 20. So I don't really need that much. Okay, there we go. Did that. Kind of wipe off my tip. I think I got some solder in the flux. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now what I think I'm going to do, my temperature set at 200 again. I'm going to turn off my other iron. My rework station is set at 200. And I'm going to go for this and see if we can start heating this guy and get it going. Last time I did blow it around a little bit at 4. I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. Maybe I need to turn it down, or I'm holding it too close. It's kind of tough for me to tell. I'm still mastering, looking through the microscope and also kind of looking down at it at the same time to see things. It is still very tough. It looks a little off on pin, what is that? If there's 16, number 9 looks a little low or something. So the right side might be a little low. I don't know, but overall they look pretty good. Last time the flux went really quickly like this, and then just like all of a sudden it hit that melting temperature, and then the solder liquefied in like a quarter of a second. It was a really quick kind of process. But last time I had to fiddle with the position quite a bit. This time it's looking pretty good. I know there are some people that are proponents of kind of tacking down one side or the other first, and then doing the the hot air or what have you. Last time, it seems to me that it's going to be easier just to do this, as long as I can get my temperatures to melting. Okay, there, I just saw some of it melt on this left side. There, it looks like the left side just went. Let's focus on the right here a little bit. I'm not sure why the left went so much faster than the right. Maybe I was holding it that direction more somehow. The heat's just sinking a little differently. I don't know why the right's so sluggish compared to the left here to melt. Let's leave that kind of directly on there. I'm still trying to hit the left side a little bit to, boy, that left side looks perfect though. It looks like it just tightened right up on there. I don't know why the right side just doesn't want to seem to go here. Well, that left side liquefied right up. The right is sluggish, to say the least. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the board. It could be the pads. It could be the IC. I don't know. Something about the IC, the internals maybe? I don't know what's going on there. But boy, my right side just does not want to seem to liquid. Okay, there I got some. I see it. I don't know what's going on here. It seems like the flux is going. That it started to go, but it looks weird on that right side. Like it just doesn't want to. Like the solder is just dry or something. I don't know. It's weird. It just doesn't want to liquefy. Okay, there. I finally got it to kind of liquefy up. I mean, that could be a sign that maybe my temperature needs to go up a little bit. I'm not sure exactly. Now, it does look like we got bridging on the right side. And instead of using the, what do you call it this time? There, I think I'm going to call that good. And then I'm going to rework the rest with the iron, I guess. Let me kind of study this. See if we can get closer. Yeah, okay, so 9 and 10 look bridged. And then 18, it looks like it's bridged to 19 beside it. This time, I think what I'm going to do... Oh, you can barely see it on your end. Here, let me get a little out. And see if I can pull that back in for you. People watching. For me, it's kind of nice because I can kind of get a little bit closer. See what's going on. But it really becomes out of reach for you. Here, let's see now. Can I also adjust the polarizer? How's that look? Oh, that's maybe better. I don't know. There. We took the shine off a little bit, but you can definitely see the bridge there. I'm going to try to fix that with the iron. Now I'm going to go ahead and kick on my iron. I think it's at 400 Celsius or something, and we'll see if we can just melt that and drag it out a bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I should use the wick. I think I will use the wick because it looks like quite a daub in there. That left side looks really good this time. It looks to me to be just the right side. It had a little trouble melting. I'm not sure why it took so much longer to melt. But it did. So we're going to see what we can do about that. And go from there. Okay, my iron's up to temperature. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can get some of this out now. Unstick those two pins. There, I think I did that. I'm trying not to take away too much at the same time. There. I think that's it. I think that worked pretty damn well. From what I can see on here, adjust my polarizer so it may adjust your view a little bit, but It's actually easier to see when it's a little bit brighter sometimes. There's a little hair or something caught in here. Let me see if I can get that out. Yeah, with tweezers. Okay. I'm going to kind of inspect this with the tweezers too. Got some... Yeah, these all look good. Just studying this really quickly. This looks beautiful so far. I'm going to turn a little on edge. See what we can get there. Yeah, these are looking quite tight. Definitely this one here on the end. This looks like it has a little extra tucked up in there, but I'm not going to worry about that, I don't think. Because it doesn't seem like it's bridging on anything. Trying to get it so we can all see what these connections look like. But that's looking pretty good to me. Not bad. I'm going to call that a success, and I think what we should do now is maybe test this. Here, so what do we got? Oh boy, that's still, my iron's still quite hot. It wasn't actually in the stand, so it was just running there for a while. Got lucky there, didn't like burn up any of my cables or anything. So it seems like around 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius is about right for this solder paste and everything. Looks pretty good. It did have trouble melting on that right side. I'm not sure why. I don't know what the factors involved there were. The left side went much earlier this time. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I will, for a second, switch back to, what is it, this one? Yeah. Okay, so I have my multimeter here, and I'm going to set this to the continuity setting, which is also with my cap or diode setting. So the first one's the capacitance, I think, or ohm meter or something. Then it's the diode, and then this third one, it kind of looks like a Wi-Fi strength symbol, but that is for the, what do I want to say? This is for continuity. Yeah, and we're getting some sound here. Okay, so now I'm going to test this guy by, here, I'll go back to my microscope view. Where are we at? There we go. And what I'm doing is, I don't know if I can get this all in your cam. Okay, I can, or can I? Okay, you can barely see it, but there's one up there. I'm putting my negative lead on 1, and then I'm going to touch the pin of 1. I'm not touching the pad, I'm touching the pin. Okay, so there's continuity. That means it is definitely connected to there, but now let me touch pin 2, and this would tell us whether it was connected to pin 2, right? But it's not. It's not connected to any of the other pins, only 1. So now I'm going to go to pin 2. Yep, pin 2 is beeping, pin 1 is not, pin 3 is not, neither are any of the others. So in this way, we can start to go ahead and run a little test routine. Go to pin 3. I'm on the wrong chip. Pin 3. Yep. Pin 2, nothing. Pin 4, nothing. Now I'm going to go to pin 4. Yep, continuity. Yeah, nothing, nothing. Okay. I'm mainly just testing the ones next door because I'm figuring if I bridge something, it really should only be one next to it. Oh, 6. I thought I heard something. It must have just bumped 5. Okay, let's go to 7. Yep, nothing 6, nothing 8. Now let's go to 8. Yep, we got it. Nothing on 7. Okay, good. Now I'll go to up here, which I think they label as 20. Yeah, you can't see it. It's off your camera, but yeah, that's working. Not on 19 though. Now I'm going 19. Yep, correct. Nothing there, nothing there. 18. Yep. Nope, nope, good. 17. Yep, nothing, nothing. 16. Yep, nothing, nothing. 15. Yep. Oh, wait, did I hear it? No. Yep, good, good. 14. Yep, nothing. 13, where's it at? Can I get it? Yep, 13. Yep, continuity there, nothing on the others. Okay, good. So that looks like that's another successful IC placement, and that one's way cleaner, I think, even than the first time. So I'm happy about that. It definitely felt easier. It was a little. It did take a little longer to get them both to melt, which is a little weird, but that's okay. I think what I'll do now is use our alcohol, and we'll go ahead and I'm going to start cleaning this guy up. Boy, I can feel that paste on this side pretty strongly. It really does take, I've noticed, like, kind of several rounds of this to really break up that paste and get it off. I have to do it quite hard and be really liberal with the alcohol. But it does seem to come loose. Now, I've been reusing these little cotton swab things, but they're not cotton. They're actually, these are some kind of, electronics one that are non-lint and all that. The paper towel is not. I should have bought some of those pads as well, but I did not. And I think we're going to be a lot easier to clean because last time I put the flux on the inside, which like went under the IC and left quite a bit of gunk under there. And this seems much cleaner. I still do see some gunk around, but not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going at this though. And really kind of douse this thing with tons of alcohol. And just keep kind of cleaning it over and over here until we get a nice, much less gunk-free board. Again, I am reusing these. I don't know how long before like I'm just putting on way too much gunk back on there, because I'm sure there's flux sticking to the end of this pad and things. But I feel like if I just keep dousing it with alcohol and I'm cleaning over and over, that I am probably getting a lot of it off. Boy, that's starting to look really clean. I mean, there's still some gunk and things, but definitely the paper towel is introducing gunk, which is not ideal. Maybe I can do this at the final run and just use kind of a dry side of one of these as my final clean, which is what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that helped a lot to get the fibers off of there. But there are definitely fibers still introduced there. So I think it would have been worth my while to kind of done some of these non-lint and get some of those pads. I might still have like a camera sensor kit somewhere that kind of has that stuff in it. I'll have to look around because I do see quite a few fibers on there. I don't know if you can see in your end, but there are definitely some fibers and things involved. I'm going to try to go on edge a bit here and see if we can see down in there. The depth of field is annoying. I would have loved to have been able to afford one of those mantis kind of things where you can get a lot more. Okay, I can kind of see, you can see it's definitely heavy on that left pin. Where it really climbed up under there, but that's fine. It only did that on that one, and it's not really interfering with anything. Can I get a little focus over here? I'm not sure. Let's see, can I do this? Step way out. Where the focus is tricky on this. Okay, there. Let's try to look at it this way. You're not seeing that well on your side though. It looks good through the viewfinder. There you go. You can kind of see it on your end now as well. Not bad. I do see can't tell what that is necessarily, if that's solder under there or if that's, let's see if I can focus this downwards. Trying to look. No, those look pretty good overall. I do see a lot of lint from using the paper towel. Otherwise, that's actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and do it back on this view a little bit. Are you guys seeing that decently well? Still the focus is finicky between the diopter and the board. Okay. But those are looking good. I think that is a successful surface mount. I'm feeling confident. I mean, I actually feel like at this point with what I've just done, even just doing 2 of these, that you know, I could probably just do this anytime, and they may not be the most skilled or beautiful, but I feel like I could probably get these chips on there, not have any bridges or any major problems. But I would like to find some of the SMDs that may not be translating to the new boards. I haven't done that. I got to go through the inventory and check out what, because I did order, come back to this, I did order new parts for the version 2 boards, but I think some, I did a cross comparison between the 2 sheets, and I believe some of the resistors and things carried over to the new version, and then I just bought on Mauser or something the replacements for whatever didn't. So I have to see so I should have some spare parts around, and I have to see if some of those are surface mount or not. I don't know. I can't remember. But I think the goal will be to, get those guys on there, and do a few tests on, like, say this version 1 board. Just see if I can put some of the solder paste on there, place them with tweezers, and heat it up the same way. They should be pretty darn straightforward, though. I mean, if the ICs with really small pitch are doing it, it should be pretty cake to just put a dot on each edge and tweezer it in there and then heat it up and have it kind of fall into place. Because it would be nice to just place all the caps or resistors and the IC and then just hit it all at once with the hot air gun, get the board up to temp, and then start melting one after the other on individually, and then just, kind of, I guess they're only on the version 1 boards. It looks like the surface mount stuff is all on one side. I'm not sure if it is on the second. I'll have to look, but I bet they are. So then it would be nice because you could just do one whole board at a time, all the surface mount stuff, test it all out with continuity, and then go ahead and solder in all the surface mount stuff, as usual. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. So I think I'm going to leave it here today. Here, maybe I'll just switch over to the other cam view. Yeah, let's do that. All right. And how am I going to do this? There we go. All right. So I'm going to leave it here today. I don't really need to just keep doing this. I think I'm debating, is 2 enough? I feel confident that last one went on really well. Again, I think what I'm going to do then is tonight do some inventorying, see if I can find some of the caps or resistors that may be around that I'm not using, and then maybe tomorrow stream or this afternoon, I'm not sure which. Maybe I'll do another IC with some surface mount caps or resistors and do kind of a final one and make sure that all goes smoothly. And then if it does, maybe then I'll move on to my number 1 voice board for the for the project, for the version 2 cards. I mean, I would love to. Yeah, I think that may be the plan. Maybe one more day of surface mount stuff practice, and then after that, maybe then I'll jump into the version 2 cards. I'm hoping it's not too much different jumping because I'm using a tiny PCB. Maybe the thermal mass of a larger PCB is going to be much harder. Maybe what I'll do tomorrow instead is see, if I can get the other surface mount chips off there. If not, maybe use a third card. I don't know. and then just try to surface mount it to the actual version 1 cards and see if it goes any smoother, and see what that's like. I don't know, just to see what it is with a bigger thermal sink. If the temperatures I'm running are enough, the 200 Celsius, maybe I'll need it, because I think the upper range was 270, so maybe I'll need to bump it up to 220 or 230 or something to account for the thermal mass of the board. I don't know how much of a big consideration that'll be. It may just take a little longer, not sure. So at any rate, I'm going to leave it here. Have a great day out there, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.